All right, Deck Tech, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, you can always unlike and unsubscribe later on if you don't like it, but I don't want you to all forget the channel's growing. Thanks to you, thank you. And um, okay, so with last match, I'm probably it's going up. I want to try to get 2 videos out a week. I think the channel could grow even faster that way, and it'd be nice to maintain. But um, basically, we're going to run back the last list, but instead of Geomancer's Gambit in the main deck, we're going to play Magus of the Moon. And the thought process here is pretty simple. It's just that like Geomancer's Gambit is just a strictly worse version of what do you call it? Cleansing Wildfire. Um, yeah, Cleansing Wildfire, of course, this card. Same exact thing, just 2 mana. But A, it's 2 mana instead of 3, and B, the land that it destroys comes into play tapped, which is better if you target their lands. Not as good if you target your lands, but we're going to be basically exclusively targeting their lands. And besides, the 1 less mana compensates anyway. So basically, so instead of having to play um, a downgraded Cleansing Wildfire, instead we're actually going to play a Moon Effect. And it might seem strange we're playing this in the main instead of Blood Moon, but hear me out. There's just a lot of matchups, like Scam, and there's other ones as well, where Blood Moon is just not that great. And yes, a 3 mana, effectively 3 mana for a 2/2 is not that great, but it still blocks. Sometimes it can block Ragavan, sometimes it can block, stuff. It can block Grief together with something else. It can block Fury, chump block that is, but sometimes 3 mana gain 6 life is sometimes a good card. So yeah. Uh I just think I know I want the Geomancers because they play so well with the Moon effects. We can snipe off the remaining basics. I know I like the actual factual Blood Moons. The White Border is just so much cheaper, by the way, because I kind of sell and buy all the time, and I probably never should have sold the Blood Moons, but here we are. And just a time when I just really thought, to be fair, I don't think these are strictly necessary like they were before, but they're sweet to have. Certainly at least as a sideboard card. But Magus is just very sweet because in some matchups it's even better to be a creature because a lot of decks are nowadays main decking Boseiju, like Amulet Titan for example, whereas a lot of decks nowadays are not actually main decking creature removal, believe it or not. There are certainly a lot of decks that have creature removal but not enchantment removal, but there are a lot of decks that have enchantment removal main deck but not creature removal. So the also the upside of just having a body, like I said before. Plus, there are some matchups like Hammer Time, to some extent Death Shadow. Trying to think of other ones. There are decks where, sometimes it's the Demolition Fields, but mainly it's Blast Zone, where we actually want to we actually want our Blast Zones to be unlocked. And while Magus does technically shut Blast Zone off, it's less of a permanent effect. Like against Hammer Time, for example, we can still block something, and like Magus of the Moon can be kind of like a moat of sorts because if it basically turns off our Blast Zone, if it trades with something or even just chumps while blocking, sometimes the Blast Zone will just win us the game. So like it's not like sometimes we can just remove it with Flame Slash or something, and sometimes that is what we have to do. Or if we can split it up, like like Pure Steel Platinum, for example, there's nothing else to hit. Sometimes it's going to be correct to Fury 2 to their Pure Steel, 2 to our Magus, and then unlock our Blast Zone. Sometimes you kill a couple Urza Sagas, it does its job, and then anyway. Just from experience with Magus of the Moon, it's not as much of a non-bow with all these utility lands as you might think, and the upside is pretty super huge. The downside is not as bad as it might seem. There's just I'm excited to give this one a shot, and other than that, it's the same deck as before, so not sure that I need to really say that much, but hopefully we can at least do better than a 2/3. This deck has gotten countless 4-1s and even 5-0s, so I'm optimistic. Let's see how the games go, and this one will be live commentated this time. Actually, I think there's 2 that I'm going to have to dub over, but 3 out of the 5 are going to be live commentated, and I hope you all enjoy. Okay. Yep, I think this is a keeper. Yeah, I'm not going to play up Mishra because on the off chance that they're a Prismatic Ending deck. Okay, plus if they have Scam. Usually they play Thoughtseize instead of Kozilek, but if they had Scam, then we could have actually prevented it by holding up Unholy Heat. Okay. Okay. I wonder if Magus will do work here. It's looking a little creativity-ish. Alright, I guess I'll slam Magus. It'll probably eat a Lightning Bolt. But I mean, this is a good opportunity because they can't untap and play creativity. So even if they do Lightning Bolt, we at least probably won't get punished for tapping out here. But I do expect them to have Lightning Bolt. Yep, that was expected. And Geomancer would have been so much better there. The upside, though, Magus was huge, though, if they didn't have Lightning Bolt, but of course they always do. Without fail. Collective Brutality, okay. If you insist. Okay, let's do this here. Let's try to be mana efficient. Hopefully they don't have a run in 6. Assume they would have had it if they would have played it if they would have had it. But maybe they had no fetchable lands. It's a battle kit deck, okay. Take it back. Maybe Magus is better in this matchup. Just need to draw another one now, maybe. Maybe it's Creativity Titan. Alright, here's the plan. We are going to hold on to Research Desk so that we can crack and hopefully reveal an instant speed removal spell. We're also going to hope that we'll have no more fetchables. Well, we just naturally drew it, so okay. Works for us. We'll still crack in response if they go for creativity, because it's better to use our removal spell revealed off of here. See, somehow it just felt like creativity. Okay, let's see if we reveal something. We did, but it's sorcery speed, so we'll just use this instead. Okay, do this, because why not? Yeah, do that. Can't play it this turn, but that's fine. We dug through a lot of our deck, although we did see a lightning roll, so hopefully they can't go next turn. If they do, hopefully we can reveal a instant speed removal spell. Okay. I'm still going to continue holding this up. So then hoping to score an instant speed removal spell is actually pretty good. I just hate for this to burn an instant speed removal off the top. I'll probably ditch the Flame Slash. Maybe that Magus helped clear the way for my Goblin Shaman, and another Magus for that matter. This could seem ill-advised, but I'm going to play this, and I'm going to hold up. No, actually, I'll just play the other Magus. I think it's worth the risk. Could be totally wrong. I assume if they had a removal spell, they would have used it on the Goblin Shaman token. Alright, well, at least we didn't get punished with creativity. And we have an instant removal spell. Nice. Let's just discard the Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay, now I'm regretting that. Well, hopefully this time it finally sticks. I should have played this and hit the Blood Crypt on a combat, because now if they have Fatal Push, they can float it. But I can't not do this though, I don't think, but I did misplay if they have Fatal Push specifically. Oh, okay, they're out of basics to fetch at least. I think they're finally at a Lightning Bolts. Okay, thank goodness. See, can I play Obosh? If I draw another land, I can play Obosh. Is that lethal? 8 plus 4? It's technically lethal if I draw Obosh. Magus might be coming in clutch here. Alright, well maybe Magus ain't. Maybe Magus is pretty good, but I'll tell you it's even better. Actual factual Blood Moon. I could probably play both, right? Should I play Magus? So here's the problem. I need a healthy amount of removals, but I probably take out Flame Slash. Actual Blood Moon, that's for sure. I'm pretty sure they're the removal variant. I mean the reanimation variant. That's why they got black. So I think I have to leave in stone. That's between Magus and Geomancer. I think Geomancer's better. And yeah, this is Magus might have saved our butt that game, but I think Magus is less reliable. Well, we shall keep. We shall rock you. Juicy answer. Dang it, they got me to say it. Ha 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 ha. Nice one. But I don't get the joke. I mean, I guess it's a play on Pyromancer. Not to criticize, but I think if it fit better, the joke might be funnier, but I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure just changing around both the words and the sound for Pyromancer to something that sounds a little juvenile or whatever is automatically funny, but you know what? I don't know, like, yeah, comedy is comedy, but there's probably something I'm missing here. I just don't get it. Good old Inquisition. And before the One Ring, I think this card was better than Thoughtseize, but the One Ring, just barely missing it. Ugh. We'll play this card. It's generally correct to wait on Mishra's research desk. I think because Field of Ruin is going to be my jazz, I think I'll wait. If they go for it, definitely. Okay. All right. A little concerning, but we did leave in the stone, which, as we know, is well enough graveyard hate. We never have to worry again. Please be Mana Screwed, please be Mana Screwed, please. Please. Please be Mana Screwed, and don't have a removal spell either. Okay, that's a whiff. Okay, the priority is going to be keeping them off of black. I think I'm going to wait till my turn to crack it. I think I have to play this. The upside is a little too big. Could they play Force of Vigor? Yes. Are they tapped out and they can't play Boseiju in response? Yes. Salt in the chat. You know, just if there's a pause, you never know. Sometimes there's salt in the chat, which is fine. Just, you know, that way I know if I can just cut the video. But I have had people flame salt and then like top deck the answer. Like, oh, I have Force of Vigor in my deck. I totally forgot about that. And it's like, dude, you know, don't make me cut the video because you think, you know, I top deck like a noob and then you end up winning anyway. Like, it's so miserable. Like, please, you know, I can tolerate salt. Just for the love of God, please just wait until you actually lost. Like, it's just it's hard for me not to get salty if they assault me and then they end up still winning. Okay, well, yeah, okay, good. Right, we did it. I didn't drop that one. Whew. All right. Okay, match 2. Well, I think this one is going to be a keep. If you don't say. Ooh, Blooming Marsh. Oh, yeah, it's probably just Yawg. Should I Unholy Heat? That could be useful if they have. But saving Flame Slash for Yawgmoth also seems not bad. I'm conflicted. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have played Flame Slash. Okay, please tick down. Okay, no, I didn't. Alright, well, I'm not going to use 2 removal spells on 1 Wall of Roots. It is theoretically possible that Magus could do good things for us here. Shield Raid, okay. Maybe use that Unholy Heat. Oh, there's another one. To the rescue. I think I have to hit the Wall of Roots. I'll hit it with a Lightning Bolt. And I'll try to cheese them with Magus. That's why it's in the deck. And I could Flame Slash and Holy Heat that. I don't think I'm going to attack because I'm a little worried about Orcish Bowmasters. I guess no, because they can double block it, and that'll be a disaster. Okay. I'm sure they're just waiting for the right opportunity to play Bowmaster, so I'm not going to give that to them in attack. I'm just not. I'll play it out. Still not falling for it. Ain't happening. Well, I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to fall for it. But next turn, maybe I can fall for it because I got a backup Magus. Okay. Cool story, bro. Guess I'll do this. Because why not? They're tapped out. Okay, fine. At least I burned 2 through 2 lands up to the top. If they don't have Bowmaster, this should be GG. Good thing I cut the auto heal just in time. Should be lethal, and the lightning bolt, of course, well, helps. Well, that is a point in favor of Magus, that's for sure. I think Actual factual Blood Moon is a little better than Magus in the main. This card is the bee's knees. Yeah, I don't want to overdo it on the moon effects, but Blood Moon's better because they can always just dismember. I don't know. It's tough because if they get out of Yawgmoth even under a Blood Moon, they probably win anyway. That's not entirely true, actually. That's the main thing, the Yawgmoth, so. Alright, I'm going to risk it, because I got the research desks. That's one of the main reasons why I like these. I like these cards. Okay. So, their halfling is delighted. Okay, so good. This means I can lightning bolt and not feel guilty about it. Bolt the bird, as they say. Okay. I can't bolt the bird anymore, but yeah, I could bolt the bird, but I think I need to bolt the Yawg. Or bolt two birds if they play another one. Or bolt the grist. I'm going for it. Beggars can't be choosers. Alright, I knew it, but I think I'm going to be in a good spot here, although they have a lot of creatures to word with. But I'm executing my game plan at least. I just have to dodge a cord, and I think most of they're cut off from most of their powerful spells. If they don't tap, that's going to be a bad sign. Okay, good. It's a good sign. That means probably no cord, at least not yet. Okay, let's see what we got. Part of me wants another Blood Moon, but another part of me just wants to go for... This is probably a mistake. I should have gone for Blood Moon, but... Hoping to keep dodge cord. There's another Blood Moon. I mean, I think I'm off to a decent start. That's good. Yeah, I have to. Should I attack? I think I have to. Please no cord. No, I'm definitely not blocking. Oh, no, actually, I don't want them to shoot. Maybe they can shoot once. They can shoot once. They can... If that's their jam. That's fine. Alright, let's see. Maybe I should have blocked the Yawgmoth. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, they might have just drawn corn. That would be terrifying. I'm going to do this. Do this. Do this. I guess I can bolt them in response. They do have cord. Okay. Oh boy. Well, that was a good result. All right. So for match 3, we're gonna have to do this one as a post league. And unfortunately, yeah, I think we're just going to hit the play button. This is definitely a keep. Obviously, yeah, I think I want a lightning bolt because that card defends other cards, so you know how it goes. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm going to keep the Mishra's Research Desk for pitching purposes. This is where we wish we could top deck a Magus. Oh, how sweet would that be if we top deck a Magus? Oh, alas. I think we're just going to get Seasoned Pyromancer out here. At the end of the day, firing off a field just doesn't do all that much. And it might hamstring that they end up having to go down 2 lands. They have plenty of lands, apparently. If I would have known for a fact that they had plenty of lands, then I might have, yeah, anyway. And we'll play Fable. Like, we're doing fairly powerful stuff on our side. This is one of the things. I'm actually kind of moving away from Ursa Saga in most of my decks. I mean, obviously it's good in Hammer Time because they're already incentivized to play so many artifacts anyway, but it's just like, the hatred for it is very easy. I mean, it's very widely available, and oh, that was a little late. We could probably discard it. And it's just not clear that that it's more powerful than whatever else you could be doing. We'll play this. We're going to play Mishra's Research Desk. The idea is we're going to crack Research Desk, and we're going to crack the Blast Zone because we don't want them gaining unnecessary life. Yeah, Unholy Heat. That's an easy one. Now a thought came to me. Actually, we have Artifact, Creature, Instant. No, actually we didn't have Delirium until we untapped here. We're going to kill the Construct. These Surge of Salvations, man, these things are very annoying. Okay. We'll block one because we got another one in our hand anyway. Bam, bam. Remove their graveyard. Which is relevant because Forge New is a card. So we're doing this, and I think if they don't have another Surge of Salvation, I think Fury is going to pretty much tear apart their board because 3 to Construct token, 1 to Sentinel. Okay, you'd think if they'd have, you know, Surge of Salvation, they would have used it. And we're going to go 3 and 1. Boom, just a 2/2. And yep, that's a wrap. All right, I'm feeling good about this one. All right, match 3, game 2. How did we sideboard in this one? Yeah, we basically took out one field, one demolition for 2 basic forests. I think that was the easiest compromise there. Took out stones for Haywire Mites, and I think that's really it. I think 6 demolition field effects and 4 Mages of the Moons are perfectly sufficient anti-Urza attack. And also Haywire Mite happens to be anti-Urza attack as well, so let's go. Let's go. Yeah. I think this is a mulligan. No. Okay, there we go. Put Seasoned Pyromancer to the bottom. Believe it or not, Seasoned Pyromancer, like I've said before, is probably at its weakest against Hammer Time, but mainly because a lot of times we're holding burn spells. So we have to wait until they present targets before we can actually refill our hand. Whereas Fable, we have much more control over what we discard, when we discard, all of that. Okay, so we have to be very careful here because of the possibility of just completely going explosive. We're off to a good start. We're coming up to a critical, juncture where we have to decide what we want to do. I end up making a decision that I'm not 100% sure was the correct decision, but these tokens are starting to concern me that they're going to be very large. I was going to just pass the turn, but I ended up being, now I got to do 1 to the Esper and 3 to the Construct. The thing is, man, is that we actually do have, first of all, that this could have gotten blown up by Surge of Salvation. Unfortunately, they didn't have it. They didn't have it, or it just wasn't necessary. I hate that now they named Blast Zone, but if they would have named Mishra's Research Test, that would have been pretty painful. I mean, they don't have any hammer now, so I mean, if they did, I'm sure they would have played it. So like we enter next turn feeling like I think we've got a decent chance. I mean, yeah, we're kind of flooded, but Fable, if it survives, if they don't draw some removal, Okay, so we feel like they had to have drawn that, but then they also draw this, which I guess is possible because they might not have had the mana to play Paladin and this. But then apparently they draw a hammer off of that. You got to be kidding us. All right, well, the good news is we've generally been winning Hammer Time, especially with our recent configuration, because generally they kind of have to get this lucky in my recent experience, but we'll see. All right, and with that, that's 3 of game 3. And same sideboarding strategy. Let's go. So, Obosh, I choose you. I mean, hey, we've got Blast Zone, we've got anti-Saga Tech, we've got 2 removal spells. I feel like if we lose this game, it's going to be on us. And I hope that's not a spoiler. Let's see here. Yeah, to be fair, I feel like last game, probably if we had played the Fury a little wiser. Now, here's where I'm just not 100% sure. Like if we could just wait 1 more turn, this Blast Zone was going to possibly sweep both of these up, but I was worried about getting double hammered. That was possibly a mistake as well, but I felt like they had to have had like double hammer because otherwise, why did they do that? Problem is we needed to rip a removal spell here and we just didn't. See, every step of the way, I was feeling like as long as we dodge the double hammer next turn for just a clean kill, then I think we can win. But it turned out that just wasn't the case. It was probably a mistake though. That's one of the things about Hammer Time though, because like whenever we lose, it is kind of our fault. But at the same time, sometimes, like, is it really our fault if we make the best play? What is the best play? Is the best play the one that always ends up winning? That's obviously an oxymoron, because what if sometimes the best play is to just, I don't know, not do anything, and then the opponent like gets confused and then they time out or something because their computer glitches out? I don't know. Like, what if all kinds of crazy things? Like, obviously just winning can't be the correct play, but it is obviously the most objective measurement. That's the problem. The most objective measurement is also demonstrably not always. Anyway. I mean, as long as we draw a Haywire Mite, we ended up in this situation where we're just kind of constantly hoping to draw a Haywire Mite. We're further in our deck than them, for what it's worth. Yeah, I mean, what to say here? At some point we can put Obosh to hand, but I'm trying to hold up Blast Zone because if they play Hammer, we just die, right? Alrighty. So this is interesting that they do this. I guess, yeah, I guess it makes sense because the Fury potentially could just be too much damage. But we still end up with the Fury in play, so that we do have the possible wherewithal for a race. Because if they attack here, then we can just take. This sucks because now if they have Hammer, which we were worried about, which they apparently don't, they can just go. We could just go for it. I was thinking about just cracking in response, but I really like having all this mana for dropping Obosh because that deterred them from attacking. Magus was nice, but I just really want that Haywire Mite. I'm digging so hard. Okay, there, finally. Alright, well, I don't know what the last card in their hand is, but I mean, hey, it can't be another Surge of Salvation, can it? Oh, here it is. Oh, I only got 0 cards in their hand. All we gotta do is dodge 1 more card. We got 2 Mishra's Factories. You know, I'm liking our chances for drawing another. Oh, what is this? Oh no. I mean, clearly I'm blocking with Den and everything because believe it or not, I know they've got Hammer. There's no other reason they would make that attack. It would be suicide otherwise. And sure enough, they did. I go to 1. Now I'm hoping to top deck a Haywire Mite, but in reality, something that I didn't quite realize at the time, Haywire on Caldera still wouldn't have saved us because they would have had a 10/10. Granted, it would have been destructible, but so what we needed to do is we needed to top deck a Haywire Mite. No, actually, Haywire Mite could have at least bought us a turn. I'll explain how. Well, it would have required that they top deck nothing, but we could have blocked the Germ token, and then before damage, killed the Caldera, because that would have removed Trample, and then we would have been blocking the 10/10 Germ token without all those extra abilities, and then I guess hope to draw another Haywire Mite, ideally hit the Pithing Needle so we can crack Blast Zone. You know, we were definitely put in a corner there, but we still had outs. You know, actually, I went into this thinking that I made a clear misplay there, going after the Esper Sentinel, thinking that like I just threw the trophy away with that, but I'm really not 100% sure now because my reasoning was solid, it was sound. I did feel like I could. I was very favored to win. I felt I was a favorite to win as long as they didn't juke me with a quick hammer kill. And I feel like this match kind of demonstrated that we're obviously stronger as the game goes later on, but unfortunately their hand was unusually strong a few turns after the initial danger zone as well. So, and it's always such a difficult decision you got to make with hammer, which I guess is one of the reasons why it sees play, putting the opponent to the test. It's like that person who goes all in every time in poker. You know, sometimes they call, sometimes you were bluffing, and then sometimes the flop, what do you call it? The flop, the turn, and the river just still end up giving them the win. And that's hammer time basically in a nutshell. It's like it's the always pushing all in deck and putting you to the test. That's pretty much what it is, actually. I think I finally found my analogy. I'm probably sure I've said this in a previous video, but yeah, it's the all-in deck. It's like that player who's always shoving all in. Now, to be fair, it's like they have to do some abacus calculations on their side before they shove all in. But from your perspective, it's like they're always shoving all in, and then you got to decide to call or fold, you know. And that's just kind of how it always is. Yeah, it's good games. It's good games. These were good games. I think we were probably we probably should have if there was a game we should have won but lost, it was probably more so too than this one. But I actually think we could have won this one if we had not been because it turns out they didn't draw this hammer I think until like very late in the game. So as it turns out, if we had just let that Esper Sentinel live, held up Blast Zone, potentially swept the Blast Zone and the Sigard's 8 in response to this Pithing Needle that would have came down later on. Possibly we would have just had more value. And we also would have had another Fury. So, you know, and most importantly, we could have dealt with that Stoneforge Mystic so that they wouldn't have been able to drop the Caldera. Anyway, so it goes. All right, buckle in, folks. It's match 4, and I think this one is going to be a doozy. So, Yeah, this one is definitely a mulligan. No lands. This one is definitely a keep because of old Mishra's Research Desk. Let's go. Alright, we're going to keep. We're going to Mishra's Research Desk it up. And, yeah. And this is, I've been generally very impressed with Mishra's Research Desk's ability for us to draw into our second and third lands. Well, there's our second, so. Alright, well, we got to grab Stone because there's no guarantee we're going to draw a third land. But if we do, we can still slam Magus. So unfortunately, they can fetch Basic Forest. I still think we go for Magus here. Because if I Demolition Field them, then they're even less color screwed. And no Lightning Bolt, so we have to pitch a Solitude. Pitching an Omnath. That's some pretty good value that we ended up bleeding from them. So that's nice. Yeah, we're going to do this because if we play Magus, they just bounce. It's a little too easy. I don't know about getting rid of that Magus, but I just feel like Unholy Heat's too important to be able to zap an Omnath. Okay, so they had Ring instead of Omnath. If they had Omnath, I think we could have cruised to victory. But, so it goes. We could have killed the Teferi if we would have drawn another land, but so be it. What we're going to do is we're going to hit that. So we're pretty close to just basicing them out of the game. Starting to crack Stone seems like not the worst thing in the world. And they play right on 6, so we can crack the Stone in response. I like it. Alrighty. Alrighty. Okay. Yep. So they saved the Ren in 6. It's possible we should have just gone face because of the One Ring. That's something that I'm kind of thinking. Oh yeah, and something else here too. I had, I think, a call or something, and I think it bled like a good 3-4 minutes, like right off my clock. I think 4 minutes or more. Could have even been 5 minutes. I think I basically just threw like possibly up to 5 minutes just right down the toilet. But the thing is, man, some Omnath players just play so slow, and I'm not trying to denigrate or anything. What if it's a Japanese player? Sounds like a Japanese name. For whatever reason, they're playing relatively slow, so it's like it amazes me that I'm actually catching up on time, despite the fact that I just basically forfeited a huge amount of time. And I'm really hoping for a Flame Slash, which I get. So there she blows. I'm a little surprised by this because they need win cons. You know what I mean? I'm surprised there, but I guess they just don't want to die to their Ring as well. But the Ring is taxing another hidden resource here that's easy to miss. It's taxing their library quite a bit. They're already down to 25 cards left in their library. Yeah, might as well hit that because they have protection. So, ready, Beanstalk. We were pretty lucky that they didn't draw Beanstalk until later. And I think right about now, we're actually going to pull ahead on time with them. Like, they got a massive head start. We could have put Obosh to hand, but we want to start taking this Blast Zone up because we can hit a Ren 6 plus a Beanstalk. And Beanstalk already just doing so much work. We do have the Flame Slash though, so. Yeah, we're gonna hit that. Kind of running out of basics. They have protection because of the One Ring, so no point in. Might as well put this to hand. Yeah. I think they play another Ren 6, if I remember correctly. They play another One Ring. We have to do this in response, otherwise we can't target them anymore. They don't have 12 cards in the library for life, so they're actually kind of low on both cards in library and life total. I'm sure Mill loves One Ring. They mill themselves so hard with all the card draw. Betting they wish they had that Solitude about now. Yeah. So I actually have the mana to bring this Blast Zone up to 6, and I think that's slightly better than bringing it to 4. There was some consideration to bring it to 4. If I could have hit the One Ring too, then 4 would have definitely been. But of course they got Boseiju with only 10 cards left in the library. It's not unthinkable. There's a lot of lands I could draw. Or this. Let's see what we got here. Time Slash, that's a good one. Yeah, we'll go. Then we'll just flashback Mishra. Yeah, we'll play that. Okay. Okay. Pump that up to 2. So that 9 cards left in their deck. What I want to do is I want to play this, and I didn't realize until right now that I have enough mana to do this, and play Seasoned Pyromancer. Like 15 minutes off of their clock. I've only got 9 minutes and 34 seconds left. We're ahead by 1 minute. We'll keep drawing gas. I think we're going to try to hit the Solitude. I think about it for a while, because I'm like, should I wait till their turn? But they might actually be out of white vegetables, you never know. And they just scoop after this. Man, that was intense. Alrighty, let's see how we sideboarded. We definitely wanted Geomancer. We took out Magus. We took out Stone for Blood Moon, basically, and Magus for Geomancer, or Magus for just good old Moon, and Geomancer for Stone. It might seem weird, but the thought process here was that Blood Moon can actually lock them out of the game, especially if we have some Geomancers to supplement, because they just don't play that many basics. And basically, if we hit their white source, the vast majority of answers they have to Blood Moon is white. So actually, I have, and of course, Haywire Mite also. Can't forget that I forgot to bring in Haywire Mite. Okay, that feels like a mistake, but it might have been on purpose. That feels like, Okay, I know why. Because I felt like because of the clock situation, I just didn't want to lose to like Fury Beat, so I kept Lightning Bolt in. Normally Lightning Bolt for Haywire Mite and taking out 2 Blast Zones for 2 Forest would have been the way to go. That's normally how I do this. This is how I would do the matchup if the clock wasn't already so blown by them. So often their clock is blown though by the time we go into game 2. But sometimes when they play particularly fast, unusually fast for Omnath players, where they do actually force us to win games 2 and 3, and they actually have enough time to where we actually have to win full games 2 and 3. Like this strategy of Blood Moon plus Geomancer plus Haywire Mite taking out Bolt, Magus, and Stone is probably the way to go. In other words, basically the bolts for the Haywires are the last, plus 2 Blast Zones for the Force again. So, but again, we made this decision specifically because we just don't want to lose to Fury Beats. Okay, so we're going to keep this hand because, again, Mishra bailed us out last time. I'm going to hope it bails us out again. It's a little more risky on the draw because they could Leyline Binding or Mishra. They've done it before, and if they do, we're probably SOL. So no problem. Okay, I'm a little bit concerned about this, but But we burned 2 non-land set it away, so we gotta draw land. Oh, nope. All right, folks. We might actually give them the time they need. So that's what it is. Oh, this is so brutal. And honestly, if we had not just top deck a red source, we probably would have just lost right there and then. But this we have an unprecedented ability to keep the game going thanks to top decking that red source for the Flame Slash. All right, well here they go. Unlimited card sources. Just draw one more land, and we could possibly pressure, but yeah, it is what it is. That's fine. It's no big deal. Right in 6. We can actually Unholy Heat that, but I think we're gonna try to pitch a Fury instead. Get rid of Fable. We should have gotten rid of Blood Moon. But again, Blood Moon can still be good. Alright, Omnath. So we actually saved this Unholy Heat precisely for this reason. So they can gain some life unless they have a Ephemerate, which they don't. But you know, the draw trigger can sometimes be a disadvantage because we can actually kill that before they have a chance to drop a land. And unfortunately, we are still stuck on 2. But they are stuck with only 5 minutes and 40 seconds though. So I think between the two of us, they're a little more stuck. Alright, so it goes. Move to all Flame Slash. That wasn't the worst possible thing they could have done. And they're still decking themselves pretty hard. Okay, so we're going to do this. Reason being, this turns off Ephemerate. That's fine. Just pitch one of those. Kept 2 Flame Slashes because unless they started playing pro-red creatures, pretty much all of our burn, both of these Flame Slashes can pretty much answer anything. Any creature in their deck at least, not One Ring. Okay. Alright, let's see. Alright, Fury. Ren and 6E. Hit that. We could have put Obosh to hand. Maybe that would have been better. We're just trying to thin our deck a little bit. I can cast Flame Slash. Oh, I don't want Obosh in hand because I actually want to be able to just unload with the Seasoned Pyromancer. It looks like we'll get that opportunity. Uh-oh, Geist. Geist is a problem because that can't actually burn. So that's their pro-red creature we were worried about. You know, I respect Geist. Geist is not as bombastic and in your face as Emrakul, but this might just be enough to get the job done. Unfortunately, we drew a land, so I just have to discard that. Yippee-ki-yay, 2 more lands, exactly what we wanted to see. Just kidding. Bye-bye, Seasoned Pyromancer. Geist attacks for 6. There's a very good chance they actually have creature removal, so. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, we're gonna play Seasoned Pyromancer. Nope. We're entering the part of the game where they constantly Boseiju us, so why put out another? Why not maximize A, the amount of lands that they can't Boseiju, while B, minimizing the lands that they can? Seems like a win to me to put basic Mountain in this specific circumstance. Alright, I think we got a misplan coming. I do this, and I think I failed to realize that I'm out of basics because I wanted to play Fable. Not that it would have mattered because they would have for sure had some way to remove it. But yeah. some lag or something. I think the system was lagging. Alright, down to 2. You know, it is worth noting they had 2 turns actually where they could have double down ticked with Ren. But do they even have any instants in their graveyard? I guess they've got Prismatic Ending. It's the only instant. So Lightning Bolt is particularly good with -6. It's another win con if they actually ultimate. Okay, so maybe we can flood the board with enough little dinkers. Take over. Alright, they just pack it on up. Ho ho ho. And see, sometimes we can actually get a 4-color Omnath. Believe it or not. Alrighty. Alright, match 5. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna risk it. I know we got punished. And then possibly the last game, although we did end up winning, but the I think that's an outlier. I think we can usually rely on the old Mishra. An argument could be made I should have played Stone. What if it's a scam? But yeah. But I might need to get a red source ASAP, so that's the thing. So this might actually yeah, let's do this. Oh, this is not good. Alrighty, hopefully we rip a red source right off the top. If not, I suppose we can try to Demolition Field. There's a Saga, play Bolt on something, go from there, but I don't know. It's going to be so much better if we can rip the Magic Mountain off the top. Unfortunately, the Bugbear won't do it, so we've only got an 8-outer, not a 12. This is where Shatter Skull Smashing would be better. Gladly take the 3 life to hit double Urza Saga. Alright, show me the money! Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas, everybody. And suddenly we look like geniuses playing main deck Mages of the Moon. Alright, back to the Stone Age with you. Man, what a rip. Okay. I guess let's do this first. I mean, what's the harm, right? Yeah. And then we can, well, man, I really hope I'm not missing something, but let's do this. Some flash artifact I'm not aware of. Okay. Ooh, Azusa. You can't respond to either of those activations, but hopefully... Alright, looks like a good opportunity to Spyro it out. Hopefully on a basic force and a Titan where they can still do some damage. Unfortunately, our ability to get Delirium is a little bit hamstrung. Only artifacts and instants, can't put lands into the graveyard easily anymore. If somehow the Magus gets dealt with, this Vesuva I don't think can produce mana anymore. Let's do this. This could be a mistake, but are worse things than just getting our aggro going. Thankfully, they don't play Karn much anymore. Alright, thank goodness. Well, I would say that's a pretty good showing for Magus, wouldn't you all? Bolt with Obosh is pretty terrifyingly good, but I think we can live without it. I'm going to rely on Unholy Heat for tagging Titans. And normally Haywire Mite would be a shoe-in because of the ring, but I wonder if that's even necessary. It probably is, but what would I take out? And probably Geomancer's Gambit is a little redundant when we have 8 moon effects, but you can never be too certain. Going down red sources seems a little iffy, but I guess going down on Bugbears is probably the most acceptable. Blaststones are kind of too important for tagging amulets in my experience. Going down to only 10 red sources before fetches are factored in can be dangerous, and here we go. However, a Haywire Mite could zap an early Saga. So I will see where this goes. Oh, there's a red source. Alright. Let's just play this. I want to keep the Haywire Mite a secret. It could be unnecessary to keep that a secret, but that slowed them down because once the Magus lands. I'm kind of wondering if I should just play the Haywire. Like, what if they play Azusa? It's like no big deal, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this, and the reason why is I don't want to get blown out by engineer explosives. Okay, fair enough. Alright, I'm going to play the Magi. Eventually I can Haywire the Oblivion Stone. Yeah, this is clearly the best one. I'm gonna try to hit a land drop. Yeah. And I think that's a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna tag that Oblivion Stone. Or we'll tag the One Ring. So we gotta tag both. We'll tag this one first. I can't risk not tagging this, so tag it I will. Because of the unique circumstances here, I think I'm going to play this out, but I'm only going to play one out. Oh yeah, damage for it, I forgot. Okay, Azusa. Zeusy Zeus. Okay. Alright, should I... Okay, this is what I think we need to do here. Do this. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't even know if we care that much about Azusa anymore. I think we care enough. Excuse the... Oh my god, like why? Oh my god. I don't know what this is here. Okay, let's... Okay, there's a Titan. I'm really wishing I didn't use that Flame Flash. I think if I... that's a good one. I don't know if I want to... Yeah, we're gonna do this. As scrubby as this seems like. Okay, another one. Lands alone, though, are not gonna automatically win for them, but deck thinning. This matchup does prove, though, that deck thinning does have real value. Alright, I guess we'll just put Obosh to hand and go from there. That's fun. Doing a lot of deck thinning. Alright. At least with Obosh, in theory, almost any burn spell we draw is lethal. Alright, and another one. Yeah, this is a... so here's what I recommend doing. Might as well hold the other card. kind of want to block with Obosh, but if I wait, could I better blocks down the road? No, I definitely got to block with Obosh. I'm seriously wondering if I should block with Obosh now. I'm going to say probably not because my burn spells get better. But there's a very good chance of losing this game anyway. I got to draw something. Okay. Come on, burn spell. Alright, that is technically... Let me just make sure I target on the right one. So, oh, that a victory? Yeah, you'd think they would have accounted for that, wouldn't you? But I guess not. Let's see. 6. Oh, this is way lethal. 6, 8, 10 alone with the Haywire Mite. Yeah. Yeah, it's way lethal. Yeah, I feel like they should have accounted for that. It's kind of a very obvious possible top deck. Just top deck any burn spell, but I guess I also feel like they got to make something happen. I think they were actually kind of just waiting to draw an answer to. I mean, I would assume they have Dismember. So I think they should be on the defense, as strange as that sounds. I mean, what did I really have to copy here? Not much. Let's see what I can't draw. But yeah, that thankfully that worked out. That was getting a little concerning for all those Primeval Titans, but alrighty. All right, post league wrap up. I think this was a good showing overall for Magus of the Moon in the main deck. As you can see, it single-handedly pretty much won us the Titan matchup, even game one. We're not expecting main deck Magus of the Moon, but there it was. And oh boy, that was so juicy, wasn't it? When it killed both those versus sagas. Oh boy, I'm like, okay, are we getting there? We got there, folks. that was a thing of beauty. Of course, there's an alternate universe where we top decked, I don't know, like a Fable or something, and then we lost. But oh boy, was that sweet. Yeah, and I think yes, and also single-handedly won us Yawgmoth, and it helped with creativity. I think game one it possibly creativity reanimator. I think it helped for sure. Of course, Blood Moon is definitely the MVP. Actual factual Blood Moon, which especially Rakdos colors, primary Rakdos colors, I don't really have a lot of answers to. 4-color Omnath. I think it helped game one where it forced them to pitch a Solitude as opposed to hard casting it to unlock their mana. Bigger deal than it seems. Obviously not as good as a full lockout, but hey, we ended up winning. That was a wild game, wasn't it, against Omnath? I'm telling you, man, even when they get the ring going sometimes, like, I don't know, if our deck's ability to grind even sans the One Ring isn't demonstrated by that match, I don't know what is. But, like, the crazy thing is we were kind of keeping up in card advantage with them, even without the ring, and this deck before us. That's kind of how we win a lot of times against Omnath. In fact, in game one, I don't think we ever win from damage. I think we win from them either. I think we win from them decking out, or we lose and then we just win on time, because if it takes them like 20 minutes to win game one, good luck. I don't know what to say. Yeah, Omnath, man. I think they if they want to win, they got to start playing like Emrakul again. I really hope they don't. I hate that. That card is that card really helps get the job done. But sorry to give you guys ideas, but I mean, anyway, you get the idea. As long if they're just playing a stock list without a card like that, which is probably better against most matchups. Probably very few matchups can actually, yeah, keep up and stuff. But anywho's it. Yeah, I think unless something changes, Magus is a pretty safe balance between wanting a card that's not dead in the main deck, like potentially Blood Moon, or even a hindrance. Sometimes it actually shuts off our utility lands. and a card that is always live but can just be so mediocre sometimes, like Geomancer's Gambit. You know, Magus of the Moon. It's always live. It's, you know, what can I say? I think it's a nice balance. Sometimes it just wins you the game, and sometimes it's just a 2/2 body. But it's just it's very rarely dead. How about that? Anyway, I wish that that one loss to Hammer Time could have been a win, because that could have been easy trophy. Hammer Time is quite an eminently winnable matchup, but if I remember correctly, I think we just kind of, I think they kind of that was really close. If we would have just drawn one more Haywire Mite, I think we would have been able to deal with that Caldron. I don't think they could have won from there, but so it goes. Anyway, thank you to the patrons: Adrian King, Gavin Downward, Daryl, B-Train 4, Savage Jules Varro, Kevin Robach, Roland Shunman, S. Robinson, H.J. CLIU, Sophie Scarab, Erwin Lopez, Stanley Franks, Jeff H., Brian H., Z. Cole Smith, Andrew Watts, and Michael Patton. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good one.